our company went down before it started. So I'm technically jobless for 10 days. Practically, I sold my company. I literally had to borrow money from my younger brother to get the car.
Okay.
That's where I was. And then my company, I always had two business cards. One business card was saying CEO, and the other business card was saying senior software engineer. North of $500,000 in revenue. Fourth year, we crossed over like 1.5 million.
Hello, welcome to The Boss. This is Amer Qureshi. Thank you for joining me. I'm coming to you this week from Australia, in fact, Canberra in Australia. Our guest, in fact, is Ahmad A Siddiqui, a serial entrepreneur who's currently working in the United States, and he's built many, many successful enterprises today. Today, we're going to be talking to him about what makes a successful entrepreneur. And he specializes in artificial intelligence and digital marketing in the healthcare sector. So we're going to be taking a deep dive into these sectors and asking him about AI and digital marketing. Joining me all the way from America is Ahmad Siddiqui. Ahmad, thank you very much for being on The Boss. It's really good to connect with you.
Ahmed, thank you very much for the opportunity, and Assalamu alaikum to everyone.
And I was looking at your background and everything, and I'm fascinated with the number of enterprises you've started. But before we talk about all of them, maybe we can go back to your entrepreneurial journey. Tell us about what was the first thing that you did in terms of setting up your own business?
So, if I jump directly to it, so my journey started when I was at FAST ICS, and the year was 1997. I am junior at FAST.
Okay.
And FAST used to be 3 years program back then. So I'm in the second year, and I was given the opportunity by one of friend to build their website.
Okay.
So that was my first opportunity to build an e-commerce website when we were actually on the dial-up network.
Okay, yes.
So my taste of real professional world was very early, very quick, and I was able to put together a good website within 3 months. Put the e-commerce in there. I learned the merchant very early, like before the market actually adapted to it. So my journey, that I set that as the base stone, and then I was hooked. I was like, so back then you can imagine we used to do tuitions in evenings to cover for the extra expenses that we don't want our parents to know.
Okay, yes.
So there was like, pays well, and then there is fun. You can see the product, you can see what's going on, and there is a business out there. So that's how I started. And when I graduated in 1998, I took a full-time job, just like most of the other fast graduates. Worked in the market for about 2 years, and during this time, I kept on working on something. And then after 2 years, one of the client who is based out of Washington, D.C., he flew into Pakistan. He liked my work. I used to do freelance work for him. And then he wanted to invest into our company and start the company.
Okay.
So we don't have anything right now. So short story, August 31st, 2001 was my last day of employment. I left the job to start my own company. My client, the soon-to-be partner, is here in Pakistan to start the company. And the short story, 9/11 happened.
Oh, no.
So our company went down before it started. So I'm technically jobless for 10 days.
Oh, wow.
Before that, I was planning for the company.
Yes,
right?
yes.
So short story is I'm a pretty stubborn person. I started the company focused on local market. I had wonderful friends. So we originally started as a group of friends together. And so we worked in the local market, built a bunch of software for local market in Karachi. And then the market opened up after that, about 8-10 months after the 9/11. So things started to come back in the business. And our company was started. So official date for our company is 2001, 9/11. So we focused on local market from that point forward. And then in 2002, the international market started to open, and then we grew after that.
Excellent. So the starting point was Pakistan, when obviously delayed somewhat by what the world events, I suppose, unfortunate as they were. And so you start this company in Pakistan with an American partner and so on. And how is the progress, and how did you progress from, the
So
revenue?
my partner actually he dropped out then and there.
Okay, so
So
then
as
what
soon
did you
as the
do?
event happened,
Hmm.
so I mean I'll take you back in 2001. So think about somebody who is from Karachi who doesn't spend a lot of time in reading news.
Yeah.
Although I used to be a consultant with Rosnama Express back then, but
Okay.
I don't know exactly what World Trade Center is, what's going on, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
And so we were sitting in Karachi Gymkhana and somebody came running to us saying, World Trade Center pe jahaz takra gaya.
Yes,
And me being me, I don't know what is World Trade Center,
yes.
right? I said,
Okay.
okay, right? And then the other guy was like literally frozen. And then we went to media room and we were in media room for next 7 hours. So that's when I learned about what actually happened.
Yes.
And so for me, so that's how the journey started. And I'm sorry, I lost track of the question.
Yes. So your American partner that you originally were
So
going to
yes,
start the business off with.
so he left off. So he said, okay, we can't continue, and he left off. So we started within the Pakistan market, all with our money, and then we had to bring in a local partner who was the financier in the company also.
Okay. So that's basically the company initially started with Pakistan and then gradually
Absolutely,
went outside.
100% made in Pakistan.
Excellent. And so that was 2001, 2002 approximately. And then tell us, I suppose, in a fast forward sort of way, the last 20 odd years, 2 decades, which is a long time. How have you progressed?
So what happens is as I said, like I mean, I started from my university and I had this bug of
Mhm.
keep on trying stuff. So in 2001, I started this formal company. Our company name was E Intelligence Private Limited. Uh, we started growing from 2002 onwards. We had wonderful talent. Like
Mhm.
if you go back and look at the people who work for us, half of them are running their own companies. Probably the strength of over 2,000 people employed in Pakistan,
Okay.
plus in Australia and America and other places.
Okay.
Right? So that was a wonderful set of people. And so that we ran that company. I ran that company from 2001 and to 2004.
Mhm.
And then theoretically, I was a victim of hostile takeover by the financier, the investor.
Okay.
And officially, I sold my company, but never got paid. So at that point, I left Pakistan and came to United States.
Okay.
And when I came to United States, I happened to be the God was on my side. Got the job very quickly. I started working with Hewlett Packard immediately, and then I did my first startup in America called ArrestLeads.com.
Mhm.
So there was a startup with the focus on picking up the arrest information from local counties and sorting out the leads, generating letters for the people, and selling those leads to the lawyers.
Okay.
And that was a wonderful idea. Short, fast forward, and so that is I'm brand new in America at that point, and I had absolutely zero confidence in my marketing skills that can I sell in America.
Mm.
So for me, like I mean, I had a lawyer partner in the business and a marketing partner in the business. So later on, I found that the skill set of the marketing partner was actually he just know both of us.
I see.
So he was the person who connected us.
Yep. Yep.
So he couldn't do marketing. Fast forward, our startup failed completely. And during that time, I realized, like in 2005, I realized that, okay, I need to improve my marketing skill set. I need to fast forward my learning towards the American culture, towards the
Mhm.
American marketing system, and American system overall.
Yes.
So I immediately, and you think about like when you move here as a 20-year-old, 21-year-old, 25-year-old, you have a software engineer job, you have a marketing job in Pakistan, you come to US, you can make friends here very easily.
Yep. Yep.
Versus you run a company, you are a CEO of the company, you have a very different circle you move in. And then
Mm.
you land in America and suddenly you are working as an architect and your friends are like software engineers. So I was unable to connect very well with the people at that point. So,
Okay.
so my immediate take was like, let's go to MBA. I took admission in my MBA and started doing my MBA, weekend MBA. And that was my fast forward, my crash course towards the marketing side of the business.
Nice.
During this time, I did some work for JP Morgan Chase. I did work for PricewaterhouseCoopers. In 2008, I left my job at PricewaterhouseCoopers and started another startup with somebody else. So there was a local lady here. She was the founder of the company. I joined her as a technical co-founder, and then 2009 recession came. That company was wiped out.
Okay,
Right?
so if we drill down a little bit more, we're about halfway through your 2 decades. We're in the first decade. You've had many starts, and while someone looking from the outside always thinks life is very easy and your growth and success was like in a, upward curve,
Linear.
like
It's linear, right? Everything is linear. Everybody
yep.
thinks.
Whereas what we're seeing, and it's very kind of you to share all the difficulties that you're having. How do you keep picking yourself up? Because you've gone to a new country. Even before you got to that country, you had issues. But now you come to this country, and your first startup doesn't work out. Now you're on to your second or third startup.
I went
How?
for the job, worked for 3.5 years, went for a startup again,
So
and
you've
that
got
didn't
that
work out.
bug. As you said, you had the entrepreneurial bug from the start, really, from 1997 when you were at
Yes.
university and you discovered. But I mean, I have also been involved with businesses, and not every one of the businesses works out. How do you pick yourself up when you've basically, hit rock bottom? Your business has failed, your idea has failed.
I personally think, like, I mean, I had two genuine rock bottoms. And one was when I left Pakistan,
Yes.
when theoretically I sold my company. I
Yep.
literally had to borrow money from my younger brother to get the car.
Okay.
Right? That's where I was. Right?
Yeah.
And then in 2009, when my startup failed in Florida, and I took a job in North Carolina. So again, the God has been very kind with me. I mean, whenever things go wrong, I go back to job and I get a job.
Yes.
Right? So that side has been very, very, very smooth for me. And I
Actually,
took.
sorry to interrupt you. From a young person's point of view, one thing that's very important, I think, for both of us to emphasize is that you've actually got a skill set, you've got a professional qualification, which has saved you when the entrepreneurial venture doesn't work out.
Absolutely. So that is something that I will tell everybody through you is that even when I was in Pakistan, I was running my company. I always had two business cards. One business card was saying CEO, and the other business card was saying senior software engineer.
Yeah.
So all day long, 24/7, I looked at myself as the senior software engineer. And whenever I'm going for meeting and I'm going for sales and I'm going for the meeting where CEO is needed, then
Yeah.
the CEO comes out. Right. So at any point of time, I always judge myself. I look back at myself as a senior software engineer, how good of an engineer I am. I was in a wedding just before this podcast, and somebody asked me, "So who you are?" And like it's very easy for me to say I'm a businessman because I run a couple of companies and I have been doing that for over a decade. I didn't had a full time job for a very long time.
Mm.
So, and my response was, I'm a solution architect. So even today, I looked at myself. So I have two sides of the same my coin. One is the solution architect, and one is the business. And I
Excellent.
always continue to work towards building my solutioning skills, my technology skills. I'm always involved in technology, and at the same time, I'm working on the business side of myself.
And this is a question young people often ask me, especially those who are a bit eager to start a business, that, do I really need a university degree or do I need a qualification? And my advice, and I'm sure you'd agree, is you need that basic qualification and experience before you should jump in. I mean, of course,
Absolutely.
many people still succeed despite it, but generally speaking, for mere mortals like us, it helps to have a backup plan.
See, like what happens is the graduate degrees when you go and study in universities like, I mean, I'm from Karachi, so I'll take the names of Karachi institutes because
Yeah.
those are like on my tongue. So if you go to FAST, you go to NED, you go to ICRA, you go to IBA, you go to LUMS, you go to any university, NUST. So what you learn there is you learn the discipline. You learn to compartmentalize the information.
Yeah.
So you have a final exam on Tuesday morning for Cal 1, and then a quiz for physics in the afternoon. And in the evening, you are submitting an assignment for, I don't know, discrete,
Mhm.
right? So it teaches you how to compartmentalize that.
Yes.
And that is not there in our traditional schooling system. When
Yes,
we go
absolutely.
to 1 to grade 10 to 11, 12, so we don't learn any of that. It's a single focus, unifocus. You have one exam, you're focusing on one thing. Whereas when you go to these fast paced universities, you have so much going on and you have to learn to compartmentalize, right? And that teaches you the skills that I think those are exceptionally important. People don't underestimate that. A lot of people actually don't even understand
Yes.
that you are in exam, and in the exam you are not thinking about the quiz that you have in 2 hours, and you suck at physics, right? And then you have a quiz assignment submission in the evening.
Yeah.
So it's like, I mean, I became such a champion. I mean, I have an assignment to submit at 12 o'clock midnight. Oh man, I have like 8 hours. Like I have lifetime remaining,
Yes, yes, yes.
right? So you have lifetime remaining. You can do. I can change the world in 8 hours. Just like I'll take care of it.
That's very
So
good. I think that's very good advice for young people as well.
and that tool set that fast ICS gave me. I mean, I attribute a lot of my success to my time, my experiences at fast. And so when I went for my master's, I was literally walking in the park, and I did my master's from Zabist. I'm gold medalist. I won all the software competition in that place, and
Mhm.
I was launching my software company at that time.
It's very good, very
And
impressive.
had a full-time job also, by the way.
Oh, okay, so now we
So,
got to almost to cover the first decade of your professional journey. What happened after that? You,
so in 2009, I took my full-time position with American Express. I took a full-time role, and I was employed by American Express, and I was there as a portfolio architect for about 7.5 years. And
Mhm.
that was actually a very calm, quiet, and the period that gave me to reposition myself again. Because
Okay.
I had a move in 2004, then I had a startup failure in 2007, then I had a, like, because of recession, another startup failure in 2009. So those are like in 5 years, three failures actually takes toll on you, right?
Absolutely.
And then in 2009, when I took the job with American Express, exceptional job. Like, it was hard for me to leave the job.
Yes.
Huge portfolio, huge people. Like, I mean, so just like, I mean, I was saying that, okay, I have two sides of the coin where I'm the technical resource on one end, and the businessman on the other end. Within the technical resource, I have two sides, which is, one is I have intellectual appetite, where I want to be part of very, very smart conversations,
Hmm.
next generation conversation,
Yeah.
right? And American Express gave me so much of that. My boss's boss is a global head of TOGAF, which is the architecture framework that was created. That was the founding architecture, I will call that. And
Okay.
I was a TOGAF architect. So he ran the shop very strong. My boss was very, very good in architecture. So we implemented some exceptional technology in American Express as part of that.
Mhm.
I mean, 80% of America is user of my solutions right now. Like,
Wow.
it feels very good, right? So I was given the opportunity to work on very, very visible, very, very important projects as part of the portfolio there, as part of the member there. So I was a full-time resource there, exceptional job, very calm environment, in the sense that there was no chaos, there was no startup dying that I'm trying to save, right?
Right.
And during that period, so I started building multiple companies. So I started building my tech company. I was focused on H1B consulting at that point.
Hmm.
And at the same time, I started my other company called Apparel and Bags. So it's
Yeah.
a promotional products company. I started that in 2001. It started as a very humble company that used to sell t-shirts online. And very
Okay.
quickly, we added the embroidery and the logo. And then quickly, we added the promotional products. So you have to think about a programmer who has no idea about selling t-shirt, then he learns to sell the t-shirt, then he learns to screen print, and then all the way, right? I'm meeting people, and people are actually telling me, okay, you should do this, right? So at no point of time I was like, God was coming down and telling me, okay, you should do this. No, it was all people, right? So they were opening the doors, they were showing what to do. I was like, one of the day I was like, okay, we should do embroidery, and I googled myself, and then I called 3 4 people. Nobody was listening to me. And then one of the day, like, I called one company, and Kathy picked up the phone. I said, okay, yeah, yeah, come over. And then I went there. She sat me down. She taught me ABCs of, and she runs a pretty big shop. We are friends to date, right? And when I was leaving her office, and she had a catalog. I said, okay, can I take this catalog? She said, yes. Can I copy everything on my website? She said, yes, you can do that. Only you can do that.
Okay.
And that's how we started doing embroidery, right? So it's like, I mean, people, you find good people on the way, and you just keep on finding the people. And then so I started this company, Apparel and Bags, in 2001, and just kept on growing that. And within 2 years, we were north of $500,000 in revenue. Fourth year, we crossed over like $1.5 million, something around that. And at that point, I pretty much replaced my salary from American Express.
Okay.
And at that point, like I'm thinking like I should leave the job. And the job is so good.
You don't want to leave?
I don't know how to leave. Like, and now suddenly, like if I leave the job, then I'm the smartest person that I talk to every day,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
And that's a problem for me. And so it took me about a year and a half. I spent extra in American Express. That
Okay.
I don't know, like if I regret about it. Yeah, I think I regret about it. I should have left the job early to build the business. But that's what happened. And in 2015, my kids were getting older, and that's when I moved from North Carolina to Dallas and left the job.
You left American Express to focus full time on your business, which by this stage was quite substantial, really. You're talking about very reasonably profitable, good revenue. Everything was in place, so you were able to transition. And then
Yes.
you started some other businesses on top of that. Let's talk
So
about
in 2015, when I left full-time job, my goal was to, I mean, that my reason to leave the job was that, okay, now I have more time and I'm gonna, number one, grow apparel and bags, and I'm gonna start multiple more businesses,
okay.
right? So the first thing I did was I started a company called Nature's Artifacts. I'm
Okay.
a very big Pakistani nationalist guy. So I try to do whatever I can with Pakistan and in Pakistan. So I started a company called Nature's Artifact. The idea was that, again, my theory is that when we do technology businesses, we typically create very well and high paying jobs, right? And what happens is when people earn high paying money in Pakistan, they buy imported stuff,
Yeah.
right? So practically, when we create high paying jobs in Pakistan, we genuinely don't move the local wheel. Whereas when we create manufacturing jobs, when we create lower end jobs, that actually moves the local wheel.
Yes. Yes.
Okay? So you create the labor who earns let's 60, 70,000 rupees in Pakistan. He's not going to go and eat at KFC. And he's not going to go and eat at imported, he's not going to buy imported clothes. He's going to buy local stuff.
Yes.
And he's going to be the wheel for the local economy. So I started this company with my partner, Nature's Artifacts, and the plan was the product line we had was Himalayan salt, a
Okay.
bunch of different onyx products. So anything which is coming out of nature in Pakistan, including gemstones, including so that was basically the product mix we had.
Okay.
We started with about 9, 10 SKUs in the first batch, bring in a bunch of containers,
Yeah.
and we were selling about, and then we immediately went to Amazon. We did our own e-commerce, and we were about selling, I would say, like a container every 20 days or so.
Wow, that's pretty good.
Yeah, we had good momentum going. And then I was hit by our desi bug. So I was like, I mean, and I was in that loop where, oh, this broke down in the supply chain and that broke down in the supply chain. So I started to see problems in Pakistan. My partner in Pakistan, I had a partner in New York who used to run the warehouse for us. And then again, the same cycle happened, repeated myself. I lost a lot of money in that venture, and that venture died in 2018.